Morning, everybody. It's 8:45, and this is your pre-opening comment for Wednesday, the 6th of April. Okay, and it's video number 1220, by the way. Okay, Asia and Europe are both lower. In our markets, at 8 o'clock, we were down 232. That's exactly what we're down now on an implied open. We were down 234 on NASDAQ, currently 228, and on the S&P we were down 44. We're now down 43.50. So everything has been kind of quiet this morning after the initial move lower overnight. News wise, I'm not sure why, but um, all three of the stocks, the airlines involved in the discussion from yesterday, are lower. JetBlue is lower, Spirit is a little lower, Frontier is a little lower. Um, I mean, the Frontier bid was cash and stock, and it was only 2.9 billion. The JetBlue is 3.6 and all cash. So I'm not really sure why Spirit should be down $1 at 25.84. Okay, other news. Musk goes active, refiles with the SEC as an active investor instead of a passive investor. Excuse me. And all of a sudden, Twitter is now talking about the edit button that Musk mentioned yesterday. I guess it has been mentioned on and off, but so we'll see what goes on there. Tilray swung to a surprise beat in earnings. Revenues were a little bit of a disappointment, but earnings were a profit, so it was a big surprise. Remember, this was a $300 stock right after it came out. Closed yesterday at 703. This year it's down about 60%, but that's fairly typical of any new industry. Same with EV, same with 3D printing, same with cybersecurity. These things get overblown, and then they have to fight back to work into a reasonable valuation. So 753 up a half a dollar. That's 6.5%. Mortgage applications were down 6.3% versus last week's down 6.8%, and the week before's down 8.1%. These are fairly substantial numbers, and as I mentioned last night, the mortgage rates, the 30-year rate, ticked up over 5% for the first time in the millennium. Also, kind of surprising, Rivian came out with what the market interpreted as a positive statement. The stock is up 60 cents, that they feel like they're on target to produce 25,000 cars in the coming year. Let that sink in a second. Here's a company that says they think they can produce 25,000 cars, and you have True, the biggest in the business, Tesla, doing 300,000 in a quarter. So it's really difficult to go apples to apples on any of these companies. Volkswagen came out and said that they are discontinuing a bunch of models to concentrate on the premium market. So what it begins to look like is a lot more competition in the lower end of the market. I mean, you can't say Lucid's going to go for the low end, because Lucid is probably the most expensive of all of the EVs that we're talking about now, with the exception of obviously the Tesla Plaid, you know, supercar. But it is interesting that a lot of these smaller EV companies that are talking about lower price models um, seem to be getting a lot of attention. And some of these big guys, BMW, Volkswagen, Porsche, all of the companies in the top end are kind of consolidating. The bottom end seems to be where the heavy competition is. Okay, as far as futures go, the corn is down a little. I'm still looking for a close above that number I used yesterday, which was 762 and a half. Let's just widen this out a little. So basically, right now, this is just an inside day, higher low, lower high, not really doing much of anything. The oil is higher today, up $1.20. Nat gas is up another 34 cents. This is unbelievable that this particular market can accelerate the way that it has. Now I'm sorry that we're not in UNG, but up here this would be a new high close. The highest close in this top back in the fall of last year, I guess, is looks like 562.60. We're 637.70, and we're up 5.7%, which is what we were. We were up almost a little bit more than that yesterday. Okay, gold is up $1.60. Silver is down 20 cents. As I said, the S&P and Dow and Nasdaq are all pretty much where they have been since this morning. Dollar is slightly lower, down about 9 cents. The surprise here to me is that Bitcoin seems to be kind of soft here. It's staying above this important 45,000. I mean, it's 44,860, but it's kind of early in the morning here. And the moving average, the 5 week, is about to go through the 20 week to the upside. So I still see this as 52 to 55,000 on a daily basis. Let's go back there. On a daily basis, we are doing the same thing here that we're doing in the corn. We've just flagged out, and we have not broken back into where we just came out. We have, in fact, closed the gap, and the moving averages here rolled higher 2.5 weeks ago. And we'll see how that shapes up. The bonds are down hard again. The Fed minutes come out today at 1 o'clock. Bonds are down another point. All right, everyone. Have a good morning. Be careful out there. Remember, I believe that this is a sharp rally in a bear market. So, you need to be wary. Just because a stock is down doesn't mean it's a buy.